justice for all. Call this meeting of the Gibson County Council to order. We're going to start off by looking at the minutes, first from the November 12th regular meeting and then from the December 1st special meeting regarding the solar abatement. Has everybody had a chance to look at those? If there are no additions or corrections or deletions, we will approve them as written. Clerk and treasurer report.
There is none.
Okay, we did not receive a clerk or treasurer report this month. Department reports.
I left you guys a couple reports here. One is the commissary report. There's a state law that came through that we need to report that to you guys 4 times a year, so you'll get that every quarter. This is the 3rd quarter. I'll get you guys the 4th quarter in January. Next is our staffing report. We are fully staffed with deputies. Wyatt Lashbrook's going to graduate tomorrow from the academy. Oakland City will also have an officer that's graduating, so pretty special. Corrections officers, we have 21 budgeted positions. 16 of those are filled. Had to let one go for being a no-call, no-show. 2 on leave right now, 2 in training, always hiring, always interviewing, always testing. And community corrections, we will have somebody that we had somebody that's resigned, and we will be posting that job in mid-January. The November numbers in the jail, average of 118, and work release 32. I want to commend the ambulance service for responding to a couple of scenes here in Gibson County. We had the double amputation. They came and did an amazing job. And then we also had a very serious injury accident on State Road 64 near the bridge where an intoxicated driver hit a single mother of 2, and they did an excellent job responding. One last thing, Saturday we had nearly 60 inmates who had the chance to reconnect with their loved ones during our 3rd annual holiday in-person visit. That went on from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Families shared smiles, cookies, punch, and most importantly, moments of togetherness. We brought this tradition back after a long hiatus to encourage hope, healing, and family bonds during the holiday season. Each visit ended with the opportunity for a hug, reminding us all of the power of human connection. This in-person visitation opportunity was only available for inmates with no current discipline on their record. Visitors were given a specific time to be at the detention center, and if they did not arrive on time, they were not allowed to visit. It was definitely a scheduling event to get all these inmates in for their 25-minute visit, but I'd like to thank the Gibson County detention officers for making that day special, and heard no complaints from the people who had their visits. Any questions or concerns?
Good morning, everyone. Julie with the Gibson County Health Department. You've got our numbers for November. Do you have any questions? No? We've had a good year. A lot of outreach, working with Purdue Extension a lot, plus creating our SOFR team, which is Suicide Overdose Fatality Review Team, to help with our suicide and overdoses in the county. But looking forward to the new year. We have a program we're doing, New Year, New You. We're going to be working with Ashley Ryan with Rhino Fitness. He's going to do videos. We're going to share those on our Facebook page. Also, we'll have recipes and things that we can help. People can come in and get their BMI done at the health department. So lipid panel, your cholesterol, A1C, all that read. So just follow our Facebook page for updates. So that's what we're using our money for, to help the community. So thank you, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay, here's our, you guys have our numbers for last month. We billed 322,000 so far. We collected 113 of that. We had 443 runs for the month of November. We're currently fully staffed. Like Bruce said, we've had some pretty horrible runs this month. But dispatch has been pretty awesome. His people and a couple of his deputies. We had a delivery of the baby that one of his deputies did. Princeton Police Department was definitely a big help with the amputation. They helped save that guy's life. Anything else? You guys have any questions? All right, thank you.
Matt Holden at the Highway Department. I do want to report that we did receive the $1 million Community Crossings grant. That project is Tulip Tree Drive, a portion of it. Our match, it's their portion. It is a large match. It's being matched through the RDC. That was a very high scored project because of the amount of traffic on that road, which helped us receive that grant. There was 237 million worth of applications, and this call was capped at 100 million, so more than half of the communities did not receive funding on this round. Next year's round, be thinking around July again. They're talking about maybe moving up a little bit. Currently thinking about another high scoring project with traffic to try to get that funding. Right now, we've looked through trying to figure out reasons why communities did or didn't get the funding, and we haven't found a really good pattern yet. I did talk to NDOT, and they didn't give really much of a explanation of who got what and why. But I do think they have a scoring sheet, and I was told that that project scored very high because of the traffic count. So I'm glad we did this as our project. The bridge out in Wheeling, beside the Wheeling Cover Bridge, is open. They did finish the striping on a warm day last week, I believe. I think it was last week. My days are running together. But that bridge is back open, and we have started the bridge west of there on 400 North Willette this summer. So that'll be the next one on very large bridge projects. So unless there's any questions for me right now. All right, thank you.
If there are no other department reports, we'll move on to old business. George Ballard.
That work? Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, the parking lot across the street from the new sheriff's department is done. They've got all the striping, finally got the light fixture up for lighting the parking lot, so it's good to go. It is under surveillance. It was already under surveillance, so it's kind of made it kind of nice that employees can park there, especially ones that work on the third shift, come in at 11 o'clock at night. I know I've had several of them say they really appreciate the parking lot and having a lit area so they can be seen and a little more safer for our employees. Also had a meeting on the 10th of December with 3I. We're still discussing the demo of the two older jail buildings. That should be hopefully coming up for bid maybe in late January. We've got a couple of meetings we're going to have in January to kind of go over some final decisions on how that should look when we get it tore down. So we are moving forward with that, and hopefully we'll have a bid number here for too long pretty soon. Anything else? Oh, one other thing I want to mention, we did have one of the projects that we started this past, I guess kind of late summer, was upgrading radio transmitters there in the sheriff's department for all the different radio frequencies that we operate on 2 different bands. We operate on VHF, which is kind of the high band, they call it. We've been on it for years and years and years. Of course, in the last few years, we've switched over to 800. We still have the high band. We use it for paging with fire departments. We also need a backup in case the 800 system goes down, and it does go down. So we have to stay in operation. So 4 of those radio transmitters have been replaced with the new ones. Later this week, they're going to start replacing the 800 radios. There's about 6 of those that are going to be replaced. So that project is moving along and finally going to get wrapped up here, hopefully before the end of the year. So that should make things radio-wise a whole lot better. Just wanted to update you on that. Okay, anything?
On the wheel and excise surtax, I did attend the ICC conference 2 weeks ago. IX did have a full-day meeting on it. We did talk about what's going on with Low Hut and community crossings and everything. This next legislative session is not a budget session, so we don't expect any changes, but there has been a lot of talk. We doubt we'll see anything. We might see something, but we expect it to die on anything changing. So we are expecting it to remain a requirement to have Low Hut to be the direct distribution, and they're still sticking with the recommendation to maximize with no interest in the state finding other funds to offset the shortfalls that we're seeing. So basically no change, and we're not expecting much change in this next legislative session. Legislative conference is into January, I believe. That's when we'll know a lot more about what's in legislation. So just keeping a close eye on what they're thinking and talking about with not anything expected to change in this next season. So any other questions on what's going on with that? No? Thank you.
No other old business. We'll move on to new business. Jim McDonald.
Good morning. Here on behalf of Gibson County Redevelopment Commission, we have passed the 2026 spending plan, and I'm bound to come here and report to you that spending plan, just to apprise you of it, so it'll be part of your minutes to satisfy the State Board of Accounts. There are many requirements. Does anybody have any questions about the spending plan? No? Thank you.
Judge Mead? Hiding back there.
I got to go before Judge Mead. You did. You guys got me in trouble.
Scripture says it's always best to be asked to go from a position of low to high than to be asked to step down from high to low. Please, the council, Jeff Mead, Judge Gibson Circuit Court, simply here asking for permission to hire for a vacancy. The position is probation officer assistant, and I'm probably the reason why Bruce has a vacancy coming up or currently in Gibson County Community Corrections. So.
It's a good hire.
Appreciate that. Any questions, anyone?
I'm not hearing anybody complaining. Go ahead. Go for it.
Go for it. All right. Who's up next? And I'll give the mic. George.
Thank you, Judge.
May I please be excused?
Yes, sir. If you hadn't hid from me back there, I would have let you go first.
Just a couple more things. At one of our TIF board meetings, Larry Mickles on the TIF board, and we've been talking about solar credits for the gym down at Fort Branch. So we chatted a little bit, and of course, we put solar panels on top of the sheriff's office. So I got a hold of Ohio Valley Solar. They said that we could probably have received about $62,000 in a tax credit from the federal government because of the solar projects and things across the country right now. So I actually reached out to Bill Knapp, which is involved with the gym there at Fort Branch. And of course, this application is about 100 pages, of course. And I said, well, what are you guys doing to fill that out? He said, so they got with a company out of Evansville. It's Brown, Smith, and Settles. I got with them and talked with a Kelsey Spillman, and part of her duties working for this company is to help people like us fill out this massive application for the tax credits. Now, it's not we're not going to get a check for $62,000. What it would do is when the county files their federal taxes in 2026, that we would get a $62,000 tax credit taken off that. So it's a pretty good number. I asked them what kind of fees that would cost us to have that done. It's $275 an hour. So basically, she said about $1,500. So $1,500, we would get a $62,000 tax credit if it can be worked out with the auditor's office. I did want to proceed with it. Also need to talk with the commissioners, kind of see what their feelings are toward that, about how we would actually fund that, if that's something you want to pursue. Would that help out, Mike? He's shaking his head, yes.
$62,000?
So it's basically, it's going to cost us about $1,500 to get $62,000 back. I thought that was a pretty good return on our money. The only question I guess I've got is, how would we refund the $1,500? I don't know if that's something that, how we would work that out. I don't want to make a commitment until we know we can obviously pay that from some fund. Or is that something maybe we would talk about at the auditor's office if you want to?
Mike will take care of it.
Okay, all right, good deal.
He's got there's a consulting line in
Okay.
his budget.
All right, well, like I say, commissioners meet tonight, and I'll hopefully get approval from them to move forward with that and get us some money back, so that's a good thing. The other thing I had was, as my part of dealing with the jail is coming to an end. I know some of you are going, gosh, what are we going to talk about under old business? But but we got a new project, obviously, and that's tearing down the 48 and 89 jail. We've had some meetings already. We got some meetings planned for next year. I just wanted to see, the commissioners approved at their last meeting to renew the contract with me to continue on with this project, hopefully get it done in 2026 and wrap it up. Obviously, there's a cost that goes along with that. So I think it'd be, for the whole year, it'd be $6,000. It's $500 a month. So I wanted to just to kind of run that by you to see if that's something we can do. $1,233. Mm-hmm. It's something you can figure out.
I'll make a motion that we continue with that. We need owner's representation on all these projects. Now, second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Okay, thank you, Willa. I'll stay under old business for a while. All right, thanks.
Can we rename old business? George. There we go.
We'll leave it on.
Let that go.
All right.
Morning. I've got two salary schedules that we've created here. I just need you guys to tell me which one we're voting on today.
Jason?
With regard to the highway department, the superintendent and commissioners are requesting that the council consider two ordinances for the employees there. I've circulated a spreadsheet. I'm going to circulate another one that's going to make it simpler with the columns highlighted. So as you know, we are in a grievance process with the next stage being arbitration that has not yet been scheduled, but I expect that it will happen within the next 120 to 180 days. And the proposal that the highway department or that the superintendent is asking you to consider on salary is essentially the column with 1 star above it and that has a square around it would be effective January 1st of 2026. And that would remain in effect indefinitely unless the county is unsuccessful at arbitration. The column to the left, 2 columns over with 2 stars above it, would be the $1 an hour raise that I believe you're going to consider giving most of the rest of the county employees. That would be effective only if we are unsuccessful at that arbitration process. So the column to the right with the square, effective immediately. Column to the left, 2 stars encircled, effective upon unsuccessful arbitration. And that is the ask of the council today, that you would pass both of those for the highway department. Any questions regarding that request? I'm going to turn it back over to Logan.
So they're going to pass both of them?
Correct. With contingent, both of them have contingencies built into them. The one that will go into effect on January 1st will remain in effect indefinitely. The only way that would change is if we do not win it arbitration.
And so if we do not win an arbitration, what happens to the money that we've paid them? Do they just keep it?
If we do not win at arbitration, then they would keep that money, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
No, they can go back to a lower salary rate.
Effect, yes. Yes.
So then I don't think we need to pass both. We just need to pass the second one. And make an amendment if we lose it at arbitration.
So the one that is highway presenting is number 2?
2.
You're good with that, Jason?
Yeah, as long as there's verbiage in your motion that is got the contingency in it.
I will make a motion to accept 2026 salary schedule workbook 2 with the understanding if we lose arbitration, we will end up going back to workbook 1.
And I have a copy here that is, I took out the workbook verbiage, so it's just a salary schedule for us to pass. So when you guys have voted on it and are signing one, please sign this.
I do have a question before we go forward. On the chief reporter, what we end up?
That was that's gonna have to be an amendment. It is not in here. So we can make a decision and I can go ahead, with your approval, I can go ahead and incorporate that into their first paycheck, but we will not be voting on that into the salary schedule until the January meeting. It will be the first amendment on the salary schedule.
I know there was a lot of talk during budget hearings and the questions weren't answered, and I think the ball got dropped. It got brought up again 2 weeks ago, which of course at the end of the line, and my questions did get answered. And 3 years ago, I believe we set that gap on purpose, and I don't want to get away from that gap. So it would be my recommendation that we maintain that gap. It was put in on purpose, and
So we're saying a 67-cent raise to maintain the $1.88 gap for the chief court reporters. And are you good with me going ahead and just processing that and then making it an amendment in the first one? Or do you want me to hold off and give them back pay after it's been voted on?
I think just go ahead.
Okay.
My opinion.
motion and a second to pass Workbook 2 of the salary schedule that is now represented with the 2026 salary schedule presented by Logan. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion at all? Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Thank you, Logan, for your diligent work on that, and then we will take up, if you guys want to make a motion for him to be able to go ahead and,
I'll make a motion to keep the gap in there that we set prior and continue to pay him at that gap starting January 1st.
I will also, I will add verbiage like we did with the,
Yeah, that way it always triggers it. That was the problem.
I think that's great.
It didn't automatically trigger it, and that's us. You've done a great job. We feel a lot of curveballs at you, and you hit them all, so. I'll second Jake's motion.
we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So you can start that at the beginning of the year. And just like that, the budget hearings are over. We're all done. Okay, I have a slew of transfers that I hid from myself. You want to do it? Go for it. Councilman McGraw's going to take over.
Make sure you have your microphone on.
It's on. I think they can hear me across the street usually, Mike. All right, is it page 1 or page 2? It doesn't matter. All right, here we go. These are all out-of-series transfers from location 005 Sheriff, from Operator IDAX in the amount of $10,000, from patrol officers in the amount of $12,000 into overtime for totaling $22,000. From captain, $8,680, from communications officers, $10,000 into UHP part-time totaling $18,680. We want to do them all at once or individual transfers? That's the sheriff's. You guys want to go down the whole list and do them all at one time, or motion every single one of these individually? Okay. In the surveyor's budget, from GIS director into professional services in the amount of $15,000, from GIS director into elected official in the amount of $1,726. Assessor, from fees per diem seminars into office supplies in the amount of $1,232.34. From professional services in the amount of $3,500, and from maintenance controls in the amount of $7,000 into office supplies in totaling $10,500. Council, from professional services into council members totaling $14,561. Commissioners, from burial of soldiers into supplies for veterans, $3,300. From postage into postage machine in totaling $760.33. From cattle testing into office supplies in the amount of $1,000. From group insurance into commissioners in the amount of $6,241. Courthouse, from equipment repairs and maintenance into institutional supplies in the amount of $1,000. From renovations into institutional supplies for $600. From pest control into institutional supplies for $450. Superior Court, equipment is from equipment into medical psych exams, $4,200. From equipment into conference travel costs, $800. Probation, from Superior Court Probation Officer 2 into Superior Court Probation Officer the amount of 6 cents. From Circuit Court Assistant Probation Officer into Superior Court Probation Officer the amount of $13.56. And from Circuit Court Probation Officer, $7,053.92. From Circuit Court Probation Assistant, $28.96. From severance, $6,424, totaling $13,506.88 into Circuit Court Probation Officer number 2. EMS, from equipment into telephone in the amount of $248. From durable equipment into uniforms, totaling $2,500. From regular ambulance supplies into telephone, totaling $700. From equipment into equipment repairs and maintenance, totaling $463. From equipment into heart monitor maintenance, totaling $234. Jail, corrections officers from into overtime at $100,000. Corrections officers from into part-time totaling $2,000. Matron from into physician for $1. 4D child support from postage into case manager, $1,638.40. Edit money from perf into longevity pay, $2,750. Highway motor vehicle from county highway engineer into overtime in the amount of $10,000. Highway maintenance and repair from truck driver into overtime for $10,000. Recorder's records from part-time into group insurance, $562. Supplemental from trial attorney fees, $31,210 into trial attorney fees, $12,102 in the amount of $5,000. Statewide 911 from communications officers into overtime for $8,000. Prosecutor deferral fee, adult protective services into supplies for $1,000. I'll make a motion to approve all the out-of-series transfers I just read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the transfers. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Any other new business?
Did you get we got the additional appropriations?
Need to sign that.
Sign off on?
Public comment.
Hmm?
Public comment.
Yes.
Good morning. Oh, that is so loud. It's great. It's great to be able to be heard. Patty Vanoven with the Gibson County Chamber of Commerce, and I just want to remind a few events that are coming up. Today, we are going, the Visitors and Tourism Bureau is celebrating the 27 years of service that Eric Heidenreich has served our community. So if you have an opportunity to stop by the train depot 4 to 7 to wish him a happy retirement, because at the end of this year he is retiring. So he has done a great, valuable service to our community. December 31st, New Year's, the Chamber Day at the Thunderbolts, New Year's Eve. So if you would like to attend that, we have tickets available. And January 26th, Chamber Day at the State House. This is a great opportunity to meet with our legislators at the state level and just to have any conversations about anything business-wise. Just contact the Chamber office. You can also go to our website, gogibson.org, and you will be able to register or see all the events that are going on in our community. That's it.
I'm Larry Mickle, Gibson County taxpayer. To dwell on what George said about the tax rebates on the solar panels for a little bit. This program started probably 2 years ago. The federal government started this for nonprofit and for county groups, and I've been trying to promote it to get the word out. But in other words, now after Trump's big beautiful bill, it will sunset here before too long. So if you guys have any kind of solar projects or energy savings projects that you want to do, I think there's still time to get in under that yet. Basically, it expands the 30% tax credit that individuals get, and the South Gibson Teen Center is expecting to get a 40% rebate on the solar panels that they're putting in, and that's probably what George is going to get. I think, and don't hold me to this, but I think that you have until June of 26 to get started or get signed up and get the paperwork done and whatnot, and either the end of 26 or sometime in 27 to get the project completed. So if there's any thing you want to take advantage on the 40% rebate, that's what the situation is. George found an attorney, found an accountant or something that knows a lot more about it than I do, but I think it's a good project. It's about like the community crossing grant. Basically, get money back from the IRS, so, thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Hold on, sorry, I have something. So I'm Kathy Lloyd, and I have a question about the solar tax abatement. So I, for the past 3 years, have received notice from the county that my taxes have increased, my property taxes, not only my home, on my building, and another property that my husband and I own. I am all about companies making money. I own a business. I want to make money also. So my question is if we offer this abatement to the solar companies, then what does the county get back?
That's a great question, and the numbers aren't done. We haven't offered anything. There's a request to us.
Okay.
That we haven't, it didn't come in today, it got pushed off today's agenda.
Okay.
There's nothing that's in writing that says there's an abatement in place.
Okay.
There has to be a vote done, and we haven't seen numbers on what the county's gonna receive, so I think
Okay.
that's why it got kicked off today.
So do you know when it's going to be back on the agenda to discuss it?
I got really good information on social media that it's coming in January. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we had really good information on social media. It was going to be discussed today, so that's why I'm here today to.
Yeah, clearly there are abatements. Abatements come to us as a request. We don't go fishing for them. They come to us.
Right, no,
And
I
we have to
understand that. I'm just saying as a taxpayer in the county, it's concerning for us when we read in social media that, the solar companies are not providing any employees, to this project. In fact, the project backed by Toyota, my brother-in-law was coming home from work where he works at on Highway 168 and was sideswiped by one of the employees from Georgia that was up here working on that project. And he said, we're all out of state. He said, my brother-in-law asked him, like, where are you from? And he said, well, we're from Georgia. But he said, none of us are from Indiana, let alone Gibson County. So that's very concerning for us. So, but yeah, I would love to stay up on, when there is going to be a conversation about it.
As would we.
Yeah,
Right.
we had financial analysis from our financial advisor and the state from Baker Tilly, and the state made some changes, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. So they're rerunning that analysis.
Okay.
And we won't move forward at least until we've seen that, right?
Right.
We wouldn't move forward without seeing it, I guess.
No, and
That's fair to say.
I appreciate that because I was under the impression from social media that there had already been a discussion about it and it would be voted on today. So I do appreciate knowing that.
And I'm
so.
not sure where you live or what, but when you take a look at that property tax rate, the rate is what's important because that's what we control with our spending and how the levy grows.
Yeah.
The thing that has been raising property taxes for most homeowners is actually the value of your property, which we have nothing really to do with.
Right.
So if you want to look at that, when you look at that for apples to apples, you should see that tax rate has not gone way up. The value of your home has been stepped up by the state.
Yeah, mine was for structures, not my neighbor's. His was for property, for the real property. Mine was for structures, and we added nothing. So just kind of curious about it. But
Yeah.
no, I do appreciate it, and I'll hopefully can keep up and attend the discussion then. Thank you.
Kathy, if you did not state your name, I don't know if you said that at the beginning, state your name.
Oh,
Okay.
it's-
You did say it, never mind.
Okay.
All right. Re-adjourn.
Re-adjourn.